Hey, good day, good peoples. Um, I was making a response video. Somebody asked me about the screen that I have on the front of my Unico Nova Blast U4 arcade. So one of the things I did was I replaced the marquee screen. Let me get this a little closer. I replaced the marquee with sorry, it's off right now, but I replaced the marquee with the screen so it can be dynamic, so it changes anytime the games change on it. It's unplugged. I'm not gonna turn it on, but so you see how I got it sitting. So let me flip this back around. All right, and just a little quick glance of how I got it set up. If you wanted to do this, how I mounted it up. This is the light, the wire for the light. So I taped it up so it won't make contact. The screen that I have is actually a, really can't see it. Let me see if I can get you up a little bit. But it's USB-C at the bottom right here, and for power. But also, one of these USB-C ports on this does video too. But right here is the mini HDMI port. And what I did to mount it was I got one of these. I think they're like $10, $10 or $15 for Home Depot. But what I did was, these are one of those fan block mounts. So you buy this, and what I did was I stretched it out, marked on the ends where I wanted to go. As you can see right here, zoom in a little bit. Made two holes right here and two more holes. Try to keep it as level as possible. And then for the mount, because it's a standard 4-point Visa mount, Visa Vesa, however you want to say it. What I did was I already had a bracket from a monitor mount that I had. So what I did was I traced it along on this piece of wood. You can see the screw holes. Make sure they matched up. Make sure my little mount that I use for template matched up. Then when it matched up with the back of this, then I put it on this block that I cut out. Screwed them in. This one was a little off, but that's all right. Either it was off or the screw. I don't know. Well, anyway, I got some screws that fit the holes. Put it in. What I did was I lined it up. So what I did was I painted the plexiglass right here. What I did was I painted the plexiglass black. Marked out the corners of the screen. Had it placed up tight against the screen. Marked where I was gonna put a little dot to line it up, and then I lined this up. I lined this up where I wanted to make sure it was tight against the plexiglass. Mounted it up tight. Marked my holes where I want to screw it down at, and then this came with a what do you call it, breakout box for the sealer mount. So I just took it off, screwed it onto the back of this, and that was pretty much it. Not really much to it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I did. Yeah. Don't mind the brass standoffs, because the screws I put in here, the only nuts I had, what I ended up using was the screws from power supply side screws or whatever, ATX power supply side screws. And then I just used the backs right here instead of trying to find nuts. It was supposed to be the temporary thing, but I just left it alone because I said, you know what, it works. Why bother with it? Why bother it again? But I used what I had instead of going back and buying more screws that fit. So, hey, it fit. It worked. It held it up in place. That's what I did. Like, the biggest thing is just make sure on this side you got your inputs incorrectly where you want your input at, because you get inputs is a SD card slot. I think on one of these sides is an SD card slot. Then that's volume on it. And then on this side, you got the two USB-C. I think that's the video one. That's the power. And that's the HDMI mini. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about it, just, hit me up. Let me know. All right, till next time, people. Later.